injured here, 53, Estia Province, blue team. We've got zeetorq as a Mekboy, teleporting commander that fights range combat, puts out some good damage, can also support with structures, repair, and disrupt. Alongside, Garonne is a Warlock, a melee commander that can leap into combat, some awesome disruption, support, and offense. And rounding off the blue team, another Orc, it's Matouzka as a Warboss, a melee commander that can walk through objects on very good offense, disruption, and support from the front lines, and perpetual anger. This is the Blood Axes. Yeah, I remembered it. I think it's the Blood Axes elite scheme. Red team, we've got the Saltyflox as a force commander, very good offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt, and support with buffs. I think this guy also plays under the name Cornyflox. That's kind of a guess, so don't hold me to that. Alongside, Qwest is an Inquisitor, offensive commander, fights in melee combat by default, has some decent support too, but tons and tons of great control abilities. And rounding off the red team is Marutectz as an Ordo Malleus, brother captain, durable commander that walks through objects and cannot be suppressed on very good offense and support, fights in melee combat, a decent amount of disruption also. And it's two heavyweights on this east side, Orks trying to overrun the Ordo Malleus forces early on. Stormtroopers going for the garrison. Perhaps the strike squad should also go in, and they are. Brother captain himself going after some sluggers right now, not the shooters. Strike squad get back out to take some shots, and they will do decent damage with those stormbolters. 15 DPS piercing per gun, I believe, and they have a really low scatter, so they tend to peel off models very quickly. These guys in danger of losing a model, though, if those sluggers catch them. In fact, the flamers, or the burners I guess you'd call them, actually got a model down. That was, I guess, pretty lucky over there for Matouzka, and pretty unlucky for Marutectz, although he did keep them in play a little bit too long. Stormtroopers also in a bad way, and the brother captain goes down. Really bad start for Marutectz. What's going over up on the east side though? Tactical Marines in retreat of double tax here for the Saltyflox. Qwest with a sentinel up, taking a bit of damage, but is taking pot shots at those banshees, and they do drop a model. Double Dire Avengers up for Garonne, pretty common going, and we have an immolator, so any early las turrets are going to go down pretty quickly. Might have already gone down. There's the immolate going off, ouch, right in amongst a bunch of guardsmen, and pushes all the way through. Does Garonne. Going to be able to decap this VP. I'm not sure what else he can do right now. Could try and flank Marutectz here if he gets some grenades up, perhaps. I think it's better just to try and stabilize the mid a little bit and make sure you get this decap there. Looks like that's what he's going to do. Some heavy cover tank traps scattered around. Backing away. Nope, turns to engage. Try and pour some damage on that Inquisitor. Because the sooner you get commanders off the field, the better you do in your engagements, generally speaking, especially in the 3v3, where players tend to attack with their entire army, especially early on. We've got triple war banners going up. In fact, the fourth just being built here by the Mekboy of zeetorq. They would give a passive damage and I believe a passive speed buff, and it can also activate them for a larger buff. And battery pack is up, so he can heal his Orky allies over there. Double tax and shotgun scouts. Does he really want to engage around his banners though? I don't think so. Taking shots. Looks like he's going in there. I guess he's got no choice if he wants to take this VP without getting shot to pieces by shooters. Here come double sentinels from Qwest to help out. 2-to-1 cap right now for blue team. They do have that contest, but looks like they're going to lose it. Scouts getting a little bit too close there. You want to try and screen with your tactical marines, which means getting them in there with shotgun scouts. You want your enemy shooting at your tactical marines, not your scouts, if you can help it. Maybe force melee combat on those shooter boys. But he was, I think, wary of those sluggers with burners. Gives them a couple of power weapons, and they can tear through tactical marines pretty handily, especially with some Mekboy Avatar support. Warlock chasing down some guardsmen. He now has +1 speed for, I believe, 8 seconds or so after he lands his leap. I think that's right. Makes him a little bit better at chasing. He was pretty terrible at chasing before, and adds more to his mobility. Still has fleet, of course. What's going on over here? Catachans in amongst some banshees, but there is double Dire Avenger support and one of those squads has the X up. Catachan's getting ripped to pieces, but a well-timed shotgun blast helps them get away. Or was that the Reliable? I think that was the Reliable, because those guys, those Banshees were not suppressed there. Warlock, can you turn around and smack him Force Commander? There you go. Oh, special attack because of Battle Cry, and Warlock gets away. Barely. Down to 20 or so hit points by the end of it. Storm Boys on the field for Matouzka. Love to see these guys in action. Jump troops with power melee weapons, and apparently they're meant to be rather disciplined for Orks in the lore, but they kind of tumble through the air and land on their ass most of the time. Get up and try and hit some stuff and go home. Like a Friday night. Sluggers in amongst the Force Commander. He's leveled up to what? 2. No war gear on this guy yet. You often see a pretty early war gear purchase for Force Commanders, but we have double Flamer Tactical Marines and Assault Marines up, so using his power on that kind of stuff. We also saw those Shotgun Scouts earlier on, of course. They're back at base healing up now. Can he grab this wreck point? Looks like he's going for a bash, maybe? Going around this way. The right side of that wall. What's going on east side? Purgation up for Marutectz, but they got too close to these sluggers. These stormtroopers have their warrior acolyte leader. A pretty cool leader. Gives you a little bit of health regen and 25% damage buff to the squad. Has a melee weapon and can kind of hold his own. He's not the greatest melee fighter ever, but can do some work for you. Oh, look at this. Strat squad have found sluggers unawares. Ard boys on them to try and save, but that's a lot of firepower on retreat from Qwest coming over to the east side. Sluggers might have a pretty rough retreat too. There's double sentinels there to stop them, which does a little bit of damage on retreat, and looks like he's got the right side of these support walls before retreating out. Kind of, maybe. Catachan's on retreat. There's the Hammer of the Witches also. The sluggers go down, and nicely timed and aimed. Reliable. Matouzka thought he was getting out there, lost his sluggers and his Storm Boys in the same passage of play there. Pretty bad going for Matouzka. As often in 3v3s, a lot of the losses come from those quick doubles, those quick flanks. That's usually where you lose your stuff, and it's not easy to sense that kind of thing and react quickly enough and react well. I mean, often when you see it played out, you're just thinking, why didn't you retreat earlier? But not always that easy. You're trying to achieve something usually with your little push. Oh, Death Tread up for zeetorq. Burners and bits are live, and there is no chance of a counter really from Saltyflox quite yet. He's just hitting tier 2 nowish, so this guy can turn around and burn the generators down. But he's going into base because he want to smack around some tactical marines. I'll get some model, and that's it done. Does around 70, I believe, heavy melee DPS. This guy is a really good special with massive AoE on it. Knocks things flying. Oh, cracked missiles though from the sentinels as this guy got too deep into red team's territory. Those guys might be able to chase it down, but here come double shooters to pour on some piercing DPS to those heavily armored sentinels. They do not have vehicle armor despite being vehicles. Melter bomb on the Death Dread. Can the sentinels chase it down? Not without risk, but looks like they're going to be able to hit. And some standard melee attacks, and here's a Power Fist Force Commander as well. Wow, he got that out pretty quickly. 200 rec, 50 power for this thing, but gives you 85 heavy melee DPS and the pretty awesome Flesh over Steel. Not nearly as dangerous as it used to be against melee walkers, of course, now that they have melee resistance. Rhino on the field for Marutectz. This thing is now a tier 2 vehicle that begins with vehicle armor and allows you to reinforce around it. Starts with that Storm Bolter, and you can add a las cannon or a twin linked heavy bolter, which I guess technically turns it into a Razorback, but I don't think the name changes or anything. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm often wrong. Inquisitor, what does she have? Nothing. Level 2 though. Uh oh, Shooter Boy's gonna get jumped. Luckily for them, they retreated just before the jump landed, so they weren't knocked over. That could have been pretty nasty if they didn't. Losing a couple of models here and there, nothing major. Through the middle though, we have Wraithguard with Distort Field up on them. Brother Captain with the Nemesis Force Halberd trying to tie them up. In fact, doing a good job forcing them off. Also, Blessed Aegis and the Purified Blades Are Howling Banshees still around? They are still around. So they do not want to tangle with that brother captain, really. Oh, they're going to wipe out these Wraith God? It's only the Spirit Seal Warlock leader guy. Unreliable, cannot do the job this time, and he does get away. 446, 264. There's some heavy attrition though. Red team looking relatively stable right now. Qwest still waiting for him to pump something out in tier 2. Usually you want that heavy hitter quite quickly, but with Imperial Guard you might see them wait for Manticores, which usually takes a little bit longer than just getting a Chimera out or something like that. Falcon on the field for Garonne. Great map for transports, a really good map for transports. So here we see the Rhino of Marutectz coming over to this kind of Midwest area. Big engagement here. Tank Busters doing their thing. There's a Weird Boy as well. That could be absolutely deadly. Assault Marines going straight after him there. Can be a massive loss of investment if you lose your Weird Boy, especially when he's fully kitted out. Storm Boys back on the field here. Matouzka replacing his Storm Boys. Good for him. Storm Boys are awesome, and they have their Nob leader now, and they are going to town on some Grey Knights right here. Strat squad having to flee level 2. Rhino might want to back the hell off also, because those Storm Boys will tear it apart with that heavy melee chain axe type thing. Or is it just a huge chopper, I guess? I don't think it is a chain axe at all. Big engagement, big push back for the blue team. Getting their forces together in the mid and kind of catching the red team a little bit unawares, it seemed. Oh, we have a twin-linked heavy bolter now on the Rhino, heavy bolter turret it calls it. 55 piercing DPS, not too shabby, especially combined with that front-mounted stormbolt, which I believe is a pintle-mounted stormbolt, whatever you want to call it. Oh no, it's going to go down. I believe that stormbolt is 25 DPS, so altogether, you're really pumping out some piercing there. Weird Boy on capping duty. Looks like he's going to be contested. Oh, by a Dreadnought here from Saltyflox. Assault Cannon is up. Look at that single target piercing DPS. Hung around a little bit longer. Might have gone down there if the Force Commander could get in and get a few attacks off. Here's that Falcon supportive vehicle for Eldar. Does the transport and reinforce allied infantry. And has a decent amount of firepower, this thing. Tier 3 can get the energy field shield, which is pretty awesome. Also, all kicking off around this Midwest power here, which is fully genned up, by the looks of them, fully genned up by Imperial Guard. Force Commander in amongst some shooters there. Almost killing a model per hit, but those sluggers are going to finish him off, I think, if he's not careful. Looks like he might just get away, but let's have a look at what these double shooters are doing alongside a Falcon. Orks supported like this can be so scary as they start to ramp up in mid tier 2 into tier 3. Orks have such a strong tier 3. Storm Boys are okay. It looks like Marutectz, of course, dropping that Rhino. What does he get now? Does he just go tier 3? He's got the resources for it. Does he want a Dreadnought of his own, maybe? Oh, what is this thing? I don't know what that is. Oh, that's the Dark Excommunication Global from Marutectz. Down goes the Falcon. Was relatively recently given a new effect there. Really nice to see. You can see exactly who it's affected because of that Inquisition symbol on top of their heads. Tank Busters taking out some gens. There we go. Not many volleys required from these guys. Let's have a look. Can they get it in 3, I guess? Yep. Oh, wow. If they were just leveled up, probably 2 volleys and the gens are down. That's pretty damn quick power bashing there. What's this? It's a Mekboy down. Level 2. Have a taste. Not sure if he has anything else. Can we spot a weapon on this guy? Oh, looks like he has the Daka big shooter. Dire Avengers leveling to 2. Kicking off again around this Midwestern power point. It's a 2v2 fight, but Marutectz is kind of light here. Oh, Qwest is there also. Marutectz letting his east side go as he tries to push alongside his allies over here. Storm Boys jumping in, and Weird Boy threw down the zap thing. Oh, but now it's gone onto the Storm Boys, and that is a shotgun blast. And they lost a hell of a lot of health really quickly there, those Storm Boys. As you can see on the east side, a double power generator node for the blue team. And it's tier 3 now for Qwest, who's got a Baneblade on the way. Tier 3 also for Marutectz, Garonne, and Matouzka has just started his tier 3 advancement. Saltyflox doing a good job so far with his Dreadnought. He's got level 2 on this guy already. And he's going to shoot the crap out of this Weird Boy again. Wow. One more burst might take him down. He's trying to get into melee as well to finish him off as he retreats, but looks like he's not quite going to get there. Oh wow, can he just chase this guy down? He might have been able to. Only 30 hit points left. Maybe he saw those looters and assumed, and in fact would be right in assuming that they're getting a beam with death gun. This thing hurts vehicles a lot. What is this? Slugger's trying to cap. Going to run into loads of Space Marines though. Is zeetorq going to realise? Looks like he does. Uh-oh. Strike Squad running into Banshees. Did lose 3 models there though. Strike Squad holding their own. Not sure what else might have happened. He might have used what's it called? Energy burst to slow them down and take some shots. Here comes some more Orks, this time from Matouzka. Slugger boys with their Nob Leader and Burners, a pretty scary sight. Tier 3 now for Matouzka. Where's Marutectz going to go for here? Baneblade is almost onto the field. And I guess you take it to the west side. Certainly don't want the east side getting overrun though. How's that brother captain doing in terms of levels? He's level 4. Some guardsmen caught in retreat by tons and tons of stuff. It's a pretty nasty combo. Eldar alongside Orks. So much damage potential there. Oh, Psy Cannon Purgation doing their thing. Oh, look at that. It was the plasma gun blast thing. I don't know what it's called. From the stormtroopers that suppresses stuff. Pretty useful little tool. That's an orbital from, I assume, Marutectz. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it was Saltyflox. I'm not sure. Either way, hit absolutely nothing. And here's a Baneblade. Warboss is going to go down. Avatar incoming, says Garonne. Yeah, completely wasted orbital. Right idea. Spread it out half decently and tried to grab some stuff, but they just spotted it soon enough and weren't really heavily engaged elsewhere, so they had the time to react. Marutectz getting some Granite Terminators up. Tear through this infantry pretty handily. Even the Storm Boys. A Whirlwind for Saltyflox, a good choice on any map where you're fighting over a contested like this one. Got a lot of room to maneuver here, although that also means a lot of room to be flanked and attacked from different angles. Assault Marines jumping in, trying to get those looters out of the engagement so the Dreadnought has free reign. Wow, a really staggered jump from the Assault Marines. A little bit of friendly fire as well from the Assault Cannon barrage. Bad luck there for Saltyflox. Not sure what caused that. Oh, was it this Mekboy knocking stuff over? It might have been. 273, 238, very close on VPs. Assault Marines do get away, barely. Here we see the Force Commander chasing down these Slugger boys with some plasma gun shots, or plasma pistol I guess. And retains the west side here. Eldar support moving in though. Oh, supported by an Avatar. You can see that constant buff to allied infantry around this guy gives them suppression immunity. Straight up suppression immunity, I'm pretty sure, which is pretty nuts. And a damage buff also, I believe. Crazy stuff. Dreadnought is level 3 now. And just the sheer presence of the Avatar causing Saltyflox to quite rightly back off there. What's this brother captain up to? Level 5. Just going to harass some Orks as best he can before he's forced to retreat. Here's a Nob Squad. Maybe he doesn't want to harass the Orks. Oh, Granite Terminators though. And there's that oh, it still says Psy Cannons on the tooltip. This is actually a silencer. Hence the noise. Yeah, that tooltip is completely wrong, unfortunately. It's a silencer that they equip, which does Inferno damage, or is it plasma damage? I think it's Inferno in an area of effect. Same weapon that Strike Squad can get. Now, they can also no longer get Psy Cannons. The Paladins still can get Psy Cannons though, so they are a pretty hard vehicle counter. Baneblade towing the line between this central area and the west side. Looks like he's making a commitment to the west side now, maybe. Still have a Sentinel alive in tier 3. Awesome to see. Looted tank on the way for zeetorq. Fire dragons on the field for Garonne. Garonne has a pretty scary looking army right now with that avatar around to support it all. Uh-oh. Looters did not want to get into that garrison. Wow, they live. What knocked them over? I guess it was a weird boy attack. That was pretty clutch right there. Definitely would have lost those looters if that attack didn't come in. Red team are looking pretty strong. Looks like Matouzka is going to go after the Baneblade. Not sure what he has in store. Knobs and the rocks, maybe, I guess. Garonne does not have access to the Eldritch Storm right now. zeetorq has a rock, so we could see double rocks. Don't really have a way to stop the Baneblade in its tracks, though. Avatar, where are the Wraith Guard? There they are. Baneblade is going to be under serious pressure, and he's not moving it quickly enough, I don't think. There's a Tank Buster barrage. Doing a sweet amount of damage right there. Uh-oh. Is that a rocket run? It is a rocket run from Qwest. I guess it had to be a rocket run. It's not going to be a barrage from the Basilisk. Wow. Pretty nice rocket run. Forces the Knobs to retreat, and perhaps they shouldn't have. And they might have saved the Baneblade, or at least saved an attack on the Baneblade. Lots of Orks dying here. 206, 221. Red team looking pretty damn strong. Blue team unable to do a really good concerted push here. Red team using their tools well. Whirlwind doing its thing. A really nice nuke there from Qwest. And now he has a Leman Russ and a Baneblade. That's pretty rough. Only one repair unit though. Needs level 3 guardsman here with a sergeant. What's going on? Strat squad being very cheeky, go for a decap, and they get it. Banshees come flying in. Again, we see the dark excommunication there. Global ability of the Ordo Malleus. That is Holocaust from the Granite Terminators teleporting in and using it, I think. These guys can, of course, fall back. I think it's called Withdrawal, the ability. Not sure, though, but it is on a hefty 5-minute cooldown. So you don't want to use it unless you have to. Oh, they are teleporting away, so that was just a passive teleport that we saw there. Turning to engage with their silencers. There's Ard Boys on the Knob squad going after the Brother Captain. Lost the indicator for this guy. But he's level 5 and is going to get away. And took out a Knob. Yeah, took out a Knob model there. Red team keeping the pressure on. Down goes a looted tank, crashing into the Avatar there. Wow, I really thought Blue team were going to do a lot better with the armies they had. But their units are going to dropping really fast in these engagements. Sluggers moving in. Looters are getting shot, so I'm not sure what the Sluggers are going to go after. Looks like they've got some Tactical Marines in their sights. Nope, turning to engage the Assault Marines. Nice Warp Vomit, but Sluggers just get shot to pieces. Fire Dragons now. Buffed by the boss pole of Matouzka's Warboss. Who's this dead? It's the Warlock down. Oh, Improvised Explosive over there as well from Catechins. Those guys have done really well, haven't they? They're level 3. Oh, the Sentinel has gone down. Poor Sentinel. Level 3 Assault Squad, 114 to 221. Can the Blue team get themselves back into this game? Going to be really tough. Power Claw Warboss. I can't remember the last time I saw a game with a Warboss and he didn't get a Power Claw. Fire Dragons in retreat. Still have their knockback immunity to weapon knockback, but not ability knockback any longer. Which was pretty crazy before. Shooter Boys level 3, gonna start trying to back cap some stuff. I guess this power's not really worth pushing against. But we'll get at a VP, gotta stop this VP tick down. Mekboy trying to decap with his custom force field up. Really nice ability, and he gets the decap, teleports out safely, and he's gonna try and stay in play. I think he might want to switch to his Beam of Death gun. They need more AV here. Baneblade is so dangerous supported like this. There's a Dreadnought and a Leman Russ also. Much easier said than done as well though. Just to say, get some more AV. Not always easy. More looters on the way for Matouzka. I'm guessing with a Beam of Death gun. Knob Squad and the Warboss have found some guardsmen, forcing them to retreat, which means no more repairs for this Baneblade right now. Are the scouts around? Where are the scouts? Nope, they're in retreat also. Can they put some real pressure on this Baneblade here? Oh, catching a Lehman Russ unawares. It's going to go down, I think. Headbutt, finishing it off from that Nob Squad model. That was awesome to see. Heavy melee headbutt. Only a Nob could do that. 73 to 221. 2-1 cap for the red team. Warboss has found a Baneblade to sink his Power Claw into, but Catatrons on retreat are pretty dangerous, and he recognizes that and retreats out in good time. Does he have an armor upgrade yet? No. Level 6 though, he's done well. Another Lehman Russ on the way for Qwest. No bunkers over here yet, which is a surprise to see. Pretty good map for repair bunkers shenanigans. 64, 221, Avatar in a fight with Grey Knight Terminators. This guy is a super heavy infantry unit, so takes a lot of damage from power weapons, which is what those Grey Knight Terminators are using. Oh, Grey Knight Dreadnought, awesome, with its Dreadnought Claw. Sadly lost his top mounted grenade launcher, which was a lot of fun, but still a pretty awesome melee walker with Maelstrom and stuff like that. And has the Emperor's Fist as well, right? 64 to 221. Blue team holding on here, although red team look like they are pushing the mid, so they might lose their natural. And red team will retake the west side also. This could be it right here. With only 64 VPs remaining, if red team can get a decap in the mid, could be pretty bad. Dreadnought going after the Nob Squad will do a decent job with its melee resistance. There's the Maelstrom knocking down and doing some snaring action, but the Dreadnought does go down pretty quickly in the end, with tank busters firing and the Warboss Power Claw and the Nobs. Nobs getting involved. That's judgment on them from the Inferno Pistol. Purgatus also in play, and we see the Servo Skull, which has a new effect in 2.5 as you see on that tooltip there. Baneblade gets away, maybe. Oh, look at that, the Demolisher Cannon does not knock over the Fire Dragons. 43 to 221. I thought that thing had ability knockback. Guess not. Beamy Looters are gonna get a shot, maybe? Nope. Did not get a shot on the Baneblade. Force Squad are not very happy with what they're up to. That's a Rocks. Is that the only Rocks we've seen? I must have missed one, right? I must have. They both have plenty of red at one point. Although Orks can burn through the red pretty quickly. Frenzied Nobs going kind of ballistic here, but the 2-1 counter continues to tick down. Blue team just really unable to get a foothold in the game come tier 3, which is kind of surprising because they had the units. I mean, this is a pretty dangerous looking Eldar army. Banshees, Wraithguard, Avatar, Fire Dragons, supported by a Warlock. We had some late game Orky stuff as well, but red team have just been really solid. Marutectz, I mean, all he got was a Rhino and went straight to tier 3, got Grey Knight Terminators, and then got a Dreadnought that he lost, right? Did he get anything else? I don't think so. Been so solid just with that though. Oh, we didn't get to see this Wailing Doom player. That's the end of the game. Red team do take it with a 2-1 at the end. Let's look at the heroes end of the game. Mekboy was level 3 with that big shooter, battery pack, and custom force field. Garonne with Immolator level 5. Matouzka's Warboss level 6. Boss Pole Power Claw. Force Commander level 5. Power Fist. Artificer Teleporter Pack. Inquisitor level 5 with Inferno Pistol, Purgatus, and that new Servo Skull, which is pretty fancy. The Brother Captain was down level 6 with Halberd, Aegis, and Purified Blades, as we saw. Looks like he just hit level 6 maybe as he was going down. There you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.